Dr. Suresh Joshipura, past president, IADBL 2006. When I was installed in presence of our late Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, in presence of past President Dr. Raja Babu and Dr. Lakshmi, I was lucky enough that from that day only, British Association of Dermatology President announced the exchange program between India and British Association. That was our first achievement. Then in general body meeting, we have passed the resolution to make a finance committee. That was the first time finance committee was formed. Then we have given the responsibility to make some amendments in constitution and forming academic committee to our senior member, Dr. Arun C. Namdar. Of course, constitution is very important for IADBL, and my late Dr. Siddhappa, with the help of Dr. Siddhappa, we have updated the constitution. Then ethical issue is also very important. A book on ethical issue was published for the first time with the help of Dr. Putta Srinivas. Of course, ACAT group till now working very nicely is of course a brainchild of our Secretary General Dr. Lahiri, and successfully still we are maintaining the ACAT group. But major achievement was we negotiate those days with World Congress at Argentina, Buenos Aires, and our young dermatologists were very much benefited. I think it was a record break. 40 dermatologists fly to Buenos Aires as a fellow, and they have presented their paper there.
The most important achievements during my tenure, that was the year 2008, as president of IADBL, I could list out a few of them. It's my privilege as well. The first and foremost I would like to put across is the starting of the concept of community dermatology, wherein I could arrange a full-fledged session in the Dermacon 2009 in fact, in Bangalore, which was held in Bangalore, Dermacon. And the Community Dermatology Society, the program, the session was conducted by Dr. Terence Ryan, who was invited to give a lecture, and of course we had Indian doctors also participating in this. So this concept started during my tenure. The second most important concept was, all of us were aware of the fact that steroids were the most abused drugs in dermatology, especially topical steroids. So the topical steroid menace had to be highlighted to the general public, and also the pharma industry had to be cautioned about and warned about it. So that was the time when the introduction about the information dissemination regarding topical steroid abuse was supposed to be starting. And again in the same Dermacon 2009 Bangalore. The third thing I would like to be very proudly mentioning is I initiated a lot of publications during that period. Especially I would like to mention about the history book project. For the first time, the entire history of IADBL right from 1973 was captured in a book format, and everything was documented. And the second thing was we brought out a handbook exclusively for residents, so that it would help them during their examinations. And we also were able to bring out a dermatology drug formulary book, wherein all the drugs used by dermatologists were listed, and their mode of action, side effects, and the therapeutic uses, doses, everything was documented. So these are the many books and publications that we could bring out. And one of the most important one was we brought out guidelines for all dermatosurgical procedures. Especially I can mention, especially we became member of SARAD, that is South Asian Regional Association of Dermatologists, wherein we have all our neighbors Nepal, Bangladesh, Bhutan, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Sri Lanka, and Maldives as members, and India became a member of this. And we also became member of ILDS, International League of Dermatological Societies, so that very next year we were able to bid for World Congress of Dermatology.
I was president of IADVL in year 2009. Dr. Rajiv Sharma was my honorary secretary at that time. And during this time, looking at my academic background, I thought like that and made some changes. Firstly, I was telling you about the orations. We had 3 orations and we wanted to make IADVL financially successful. The first oration we started was cystopic orations, and subsequently the other orations have been started by different pharmaceutical companies. The second thing is I started the meetings with pharmaceutical houses in a transparent fashion, where the whole IADVL, EC will meet, or at least the main 5 members will meet the pharmaceutical and plan, so that it is not one-to-one relationship with pharma, it is official IADVL relationship with pharma. We try to bring transparency, which I labeled as transparency in my presidential address. We also signed conflict of interest. We made it compulsory for election in IADVL. And some of the people who were strongly backed or even running pharmaceutical were made not eligible to run for president. So this was one of the orations, one of the achievements. And we also started research funding. The L'Oreal research grant was started during our presidentship. And finally, our year, the 6 months I spent actually on bidding for International Congress of Dermatology. And subsequently, this bid was won by us in 2009. And the conference was held after 4 years later by 2013 and at Delhi. So this was one of the great achievements. We had a international congress after nearly 20 years in India. It was held in Delhi in '94 under Professor L.K. Bhutani.